On February 18th, 2021, the Mars Perseverance rover landed on the red planet. It was launched all the way back in July 2020 when it looked like humanity was about to implode on itself. But the rover persevered through space, traveling more than 214 million kilometers, taking more than 6 months to get there, to land on a little red planet that Elon Musk dreams of going to. And it just got my mind thinking. Imagine if instead of racing each other to the moon back in the 60s, we worked together to get there. It could have possibly even been done more efficiently, and Russia might not have resented the US for getting there first. Imagine the brightest minds from each country, and they all came together and worked on going to space. They weren't confined to a flag or a continent or, God forbid, the color of their skin. They just cared about getting humans to the moon and advancing the human race. Imagine if everybody worked together as a team globally. War would be over. And speaking of that, what even is the point of war? One thing I don't understand is, why are we trying to kill each other? Over resources? Over oil? Over dead dinosaurs to put in our Cadillacs? Imagine if we all had global cooperation. I was talking to one of my friends about this, and just for example, imagine there was an experiment where around the world, everybody went to bed at the same time. Obviously, it's not sustainable because of time zones and things like that, but what if we just had global cooperation? Say even if the sleep experiment turned out to be nothing, then, oh well. But being as connected as we are today, it lets us try things that we otherwise wouldn't be able to try. Imagine if as a species we all work together. We've all seen ants work together to move big rocks out of their way and things like that. Now, imagine if people did that. Look at what nations have done by themselves. The Emirates built the Burj Khalifa, the tallest freestanding structure since 2010, which 12,000 people worked on. Look at Apple, an American phone company that engineered and built the iPhone. And by the way, an interview posted on The Verge from 2015 said that Apple said that 800 people work on just the camera on the iPhone. 800 people for just the camera. Now, I'm not sure of the ethnicity of these engineers or whatever it is, but I think it's safe to say that most of them are American. But what if they got the top engineers in the world to work on the camera? It's no guarantee that it'll be better, but I feel like there are unwritten rules about being from a certain country and not going to work in a certain country, or your country doesn't like these people. And to be honest, I don't see why things like that exist. It just doesn't make sense to me. Imagine if everybody was on one big team, not the US or Russia or China or Canada or Australia, but humans. No secrets, just working to ensure the continuity of our species. Why are we even keeping secrets anyway? Why are we building railguns and nukes and all these bombs and jets and all these things? To do what? I just don't understand it. It's like the movie 2012, where the big tsunami was about to come in near the end, the last half an hour or whatever it was for the movie. What did everybody do when they were, when chaos was looking at them in the face? They all banded together for a greater cause and for the continuity of species. They didn't look at flags, they didn't look at skin colors, they didn't look at continents, they didn't look at anything. They just grabbed everybody that they could and they survived the tsunami. I don't understand why we can't do that. You live on a chunk of land, but you're looking over across the ocean to see what the people on the other side of the ocean have. Why can't we all just be content with what we have? Just doesn't make sense. Imagine if instead of dancing on TikTok, we all came together and, using the power of social media and the internet, say that we didn't want any more war, or we didn't want any more fighting, and we wanted to end global, hunger and stuff like that. In 2014, global military spending reached $1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion for us to kill each other. It is estimated that we could end world hunger with just 265 billion, 1/7 of the global military spending. I'm not sure if that's per year or whatever it is. I didn't look into that, but 265 billion versus 1.8 trillion, 1/7 is all we need. Imagine every kid being able to access healthy food, access to clean water, access to an education. shouldn't that be the goal for the world? Shouldn't we want everybody to have an equal opportunity of making the world a better place? Like, why are we destroying it? Like, I remember a quote, and it said, like, what are we leaving our children? Like, what's our legacy gonna be? Is it gonna be that, oh, we just fought each other for all this time? Like, what does that accomplish? I understand that we need resources, but what's gonna happen when those resources run out? Like, why aren't we going all in on solar and wind energy? Literally, the sun gives us free energy. You don't have to pay for anything. Obviously, you have to pay for the solar panel, but for the actual energy to come to Earth, you don't have to pay for that. Like, what if countries took even a sliver of their military budget and spent it on solar infrastructure, wind infrastructure, hydroelectric infrastructure, instead of spending it on 88 fighter jets like the Canadian government did 3 years ago? But the thing is that with all this wishful thinking, it's just gonna go out the window because people are too prideful. You know, they don't want to associate themselves with people of this religion or people of that color or people of that flag. And that's the problem. You know, we're probably hundreds or thousands of years away from coming into contact with aliens, but who says that if they come here, they'll want to help us? Do you think aliens will say, oh yeah, you know, we're on the side of the white people or we're on the side of the black people? No, they're probably just going to vaporize the whole planet as soon as we threaten them. And that's why we have to put more resources into solving existential problems instead of fighting each other. Imagine if we all worked together to go to different planets and expand our reach. One of the most used things today is oil, right? So what if Mars has oil? What if Jupiter has oil? I can guarantee that it'll be a race to get to those planets. Why? Because they have oil. But if they don't, then it just thrown on the back burner. But wouldn't it be smarter to check other planets for oil before we run out here and then have to scramble after? Like, say for example that we need oil to survive and live as a human race. Say we had to drink it for whatever reason. Why would we wait until our oil reserves are critically low and then look for other oil? That's like having to call your mom, but you wait till your phone is at 1%, but you had your phone on you all day. That's like being down to the last like little piece of toilet paper, but then you need more. But you didn't plan, and you know what I mean? Like, you didn't plan for that problem. You waited till the level of your toilet paper got critical, and then you panicked. So, I don't know, I guess I say all that to say this. Like, imagine how technologically advanced we would be if we worked together on solving conflicts instead of creating them. Imagine where we would be if we all adopted clean energy and let the earth recover. Imagine if we all focused on advancing the human race instead of just sitting in our own little bubbles for all of our lives. Like, this might be an unpopular video because I do have a lot of unpopular opinions, but I mean, I can't really do anything about that. I hope this video shed some light towards some topics that I feel strongly about. I hope this video makes you question your life choices. And most of all, I hope this video brought you some value. And as always, thanks for watching.